Welcome to the Esthetician Coach Podcast, a podcast for estheticians that are ready to grow and scale their business to the next level. I'm your host and esthetician coach, Amber Boone. Join me each week for education, inspiration, and guided support to help you create a successful business and career on your terms. Welcome back to another episode of the Esthetician Coach Podcast. I am so happy you're here with me this week. Can you believe we are in November? It's crazy to think we are 1 month away from Christmas. I went to Marshall's yesterday and it reminded me of Black Friday, and it was so busy. All of the Christmas decorations and all of the Christmas things were out, and I love Christmas, don't get me wrong, but I don't feel ready for it yet. Like I still need some fall time. So either way, I guess it's here whether I'm ready for it or not. How about you guys? Are you ready for Christmas? Does this year seem like it has flew by for you too? And I guess I've been a little bit busier lately. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I've recently changed jobs. I was working as a business development manager with Hydrofacial, loved that role, but an opportunity came along that I could not pass up. And I am the account executive now for Epicutus in Tennessee. So I'm super excited for that role, and I've already started in that role, and I'm loving every minute of it. But starting a new job is a lot of new things to learn. But the skincare brand I've known and loved for a while now. So I am so excited to get to share that with other estheticians. Last week, we talked about charging your worth as an esthetician on the podcast. This week, we are talking about creating that CEO mindset. When it comes to your esthetician business, or any business for that matter, there are so many hats that you are wearing on a daily basis. But one of the most important is your CEO hat and the mindset that revolves around it. So this episode, I'm focusing on helping you create a healthy, positive mindset in your esthetician business. And this will help you whether you are working for an employer or you own your own business. Creating a CEO mindset is the foundation for any successful business and balanced career, because it puts you in the driver's seat. It puts you in charge of your career and your choices. And at the end of the day, there's two things that are always within our control, is our choices and our attitude. And if you can make choices and have a good attitude, at least most of the time, your life and your business is going to thrive. And guess what? If you make a poor decision, or a decision that is not aligning with your end goal, you have the power to make a different choice. And I think a lot of times we get stuck into thinking that the choices before us are the only choices available to us. Like we have choice 1 and choice 2. And we think if we don't pick the right one between these two, everything's going to fall apart. And that's just not true. There are truly limitless options and choices for you in this life. You are the CEO of your own life and your business, of course. You get to call the shots. I think it was Dolly Parton that said, if you don't like the path you're on, create a new one. I'm not sure that's exactly the quote, but you get the idea. The point is, if you don't like where you are or what you're doing, change it. One choice, one day, one step at a time. And in a year from now, you will have a completely different life. Here are 3 important things that you need to be doing as CEO. Setting boundaries, number 1. Number 2 is keeping a positive mindset to continue attracting positivity into your life. And number 3 is staying focused on your personal growth. We're going to start with number 1, which is setting those boundaries. So setting and embracing those boundaries with a CEO mindset. Do you have boundaries in your business, in your life? If not, you need to. Successful business leaders set boundaries and they stick to them. And this is because it helps protect your time. It helps protect your energy and your vision. They're going to be essential to sustaining and growing your business long term. One of the most important is time boundaries that you need to be setting. So setting those clear working hours, defining your work hours, and communicating them to your clients. And do your best to avoid responding to messages or appointment requests outside of those business hours to help you maintain your work-life balance. And I get it. I still struggle with work-life balance in my job as well. So I know it's not always so easy to turn off. But the more that you can make progress in this area, the better it's going to get and the easier it's going to get. So keep working towards that goal and work on just working in those set hours and making the most of your schedule. And time blocking is a great way to do that as well. So you can put specific tasks for different hours of the day. Whether you have clients or whether you want to work on your business goals, you can set aside specific times to fit those things in. So that's a great way that we can use that to help us with our work-life balance. And speaking of time boundaries, this number 2 in this area is enforcing cancellation and late policies. So having a strict but fair cancellation and late policy is going to be one of the best decisions you can make for yourself and for your business. And this is going to help you protect your time, and it will help your clients respect your schedule. So don't be afraid to start charging fees for last-minute cancellations or no-shows, and stick to it. You may get pushback from your clients. They may not like it because they're used to the old you that does not do this. But those that respect you and your time are going to understand that. And most people are going to understand because they understand this is your livelihood. And you know what? If they don't understand, do you really want them as a client? I know when I was an esthetician, I did have to fire a few clients that were chronic no-shows, or they would constantly call like 30 minutes or before their appointment and say they couldn't be there, or maybe they wouldn't even call at all. But I was commission only, so I only got paid if I had appointments showing up. So by doing that and not allowing them to treat me that way or to keep doing that, I taught my clients how to treat me. And have you heard that saying, you teach people how to treat you? And it's so true. What you are willing to allow or not allow is going to continue to show up for you. So if you keep allowing your clients to show up late, to reschedule often, or cancel at the last minute with no consequence, well, guess what? They are not going to stop doing it. What incentive do they have to stop? So you're the one that has to put that CEO cap on and set those boundaries and set those rules. Communication boundaries are also very beneficial to have in place. Use a professional booking platform. And if you can have a separate business line rather than just your personal phone, I highly encourage it. This keeps your client communication through your business and overall just helps set those communication boundaries and helps you separate the two and enjoy your time away from the treatment room when you have time off. Another really helpful strategy is to set an expected response time for your emails and your messages and let your clients know when they can expect to hear back from you. And that way it keeps communication organized and reduces the pressure for you to respond right away. Let's talk about maintaining a positive CEO mindset. It's really crucial to build your environment and your interactions on purpose. And a CEO who cultivates positivity leads by example. So instead of focusing on your problems, you're focused on seeing the opportunity and the solution. Instead of feeling sorry for yourself or bummed about this or that, you're focusing on celebrating your wins, both big and small. And instead of assuming you know, you're encouraging open communication with your clients, with your staff or your coworkers. You are openly communicating and letting them know that you have the same expectation of them in return. So shifting into that positive CEO mindset requires actively discouraging negative self-talk and toxic conversations with your team or your coworkers. You're just not allowing that to be part of your day-to-day anymore. It's about setting the tone for being optimistic, for collaborating, and continuing to be proactive at problem solving and creating a positive workspace and mindset. Have you ever noticed that when you're around someone that's being negative or in a bad mood, that it can rub off on you and their energy can rub off on you or your coworkers? And soon you're all on the train to negative town talking about how bad this or that is. And it can happen quick. So you have to proactively be aware and shift not only your mindset sometimes, but be the influence and be the leader for others. But the good news is the opposite can happen. And you probably noticed that when you're around someone that's seeing all the possibilities, that's excited, that they're upbeat, and they're coming up with new ideas, it can be contagious. And you are the CEO, and you need to set that tone to be the leader, not only for yourself, but for others. And I know that some days are going to be better than others. And sometimes we need someone else to speak positivity into us, right? So we can't be positive and upbeat all the time. We all want to be, but maybe that's not realistic. So be mindful of that and know that you're going to have those tough days. And when you're feeling down and you need a pick me up, who is that person that has your back, that will speak positivity into your life and lift you up? That's who you want to surround yourself with. So having that CEO mindset also means surrounding yourself with people that are of a like mind and that are staying positive and focused and building others up. And so that you can help each other maybe on the off days and you're continuing to create that space and that positivity in your life. I think one of the other things that we can't neglect is creating that CEO workspace. And what I mean by that is your workspace should embody the vision and the energy that makes you excited to show up every day. Your space can make a huge difference in your energy and your attitude. So the goal is to combine elements that boost creativity, focus, and provide a calming, grounded space for you and your clients. Think about the things that inspire you, whether that's positive quotes. I love a good quote. As you guys probably know, I try to end the episodes with a good quote or pretty artwork, things that are really speaking to you, and take your time to create a space that you want to be in and that your clients want to be in. When I was in the treatment room, I loved having a salt lamp. I also love crystals. So I've always loved using crystals to ground my space and my energy because, as you know, being an esthetician requires a lot of emotional, physical, and spiritual energy from us. So I would frequently have, I guess my favorites were the black tourmaline, the hematite, rose quartz, and amethyst. Those are just some of my personal favorites. Plants are also an amazing air purifier, and they just make me happy. You look at a room and it can really be, I feel like, lifted up and good vibes if there's plants in the room. It just gives good vibes and energy to any space. So the point I'm trying to make is that every item that's in your treatment room or your office should be intentional and support that space that fuels your energy and productivity. Mindful daily habits are non-negotiable for a CEO level mindset. And you have to commit to giving yourself time each day for you and to set the tone for your day. And some of the great ways to do this is to begin each day with meditation, prayer, visualization. I always keep a vision board. I love to write my goals on my vision board, and that helps me create my visualization for the day, for the week, for the year. But how do you want your day to go? What goals do you want to accomplish today or, in a month? Set clear intentions and imagine your goals for the day accomplished and feel that emotion of success and gratitude. Another amazing way to start your day is by thinking about 3 things that you are grateful for. And it will instantly make you feel good and feel better if you feel bad. It's just a great way to start your day because it puts you in that mindset of gratitude. And I'm truly convinced that is how you open the floodgates to receive. When you have this genuine heart of gratitude for the things that you already have, I believe life flows and works for you and with you. And talking about that mindset, we also have to be aware of what is no longer serving us. So we have to let go of things that is holding us back. So what is holding you back? Because whatever it is, you got to let it go. Is it a toxic client? Is it services that don't align with your financial goals? Is it a toxic employer or employee? Is it negative thoughts that creep in? It's so important as CEO of your career and your life to continually evaluate and release what's not in alignment with your goals and growth. And I say this often. You may have heard me say it before, but it's so true. Sometimes you have to walk away from what you don't want to make room for the things that you do. So you have to let go and make space for what's truly aligning with your soul's purpose. So prioritize those goals in all areas of your life. And you may have to say no to things or people and shift your mindset to release anything that is not serving you or your investment in your long-term growth as a human or in your career. So be mindful of your energy and the things and people you are allowing to take up space in your life. And if it's no longer serving you, it's time to let it go. As CEO, you set your own pace. So sometimes that means we need to put our blinders on and not get distracted or caught up in what our competition or everyone else is doing. We're not getting sidetracked or consumed by where others are in their own journey, but we're focused on our own journey and what we're trying to create and scale. So one of the more important things is to stay focused on your goals and your strengths. And if anything, look to others for inspiration. But don't spend time comparing yourself or in comparison, because that's not your journey. And no one else can be you and do the things that you are put on this earth to do. It's just not going to happen. What is meant for you is meant for you. So sometimes, like I said, you just have to put those blinders on. You have to focus on where you are headed, not where your competition is headed, not where your best friend is headed. You have to focus on your goals and your growth. You may want to write these down. I've got the top 3 things for building and sustaining your CEO mindset. Number 1, develop a self-care routine. And we talked about this a little bit before, but CEOs take care of themselves. So you're going to create daily habits that feed your soul and fuel your body, because you can't fill someone else's cup if yours is empty. You've probably heard that before, and it's very, very true. You can't fill other people up if you're empty. So spend some time fueling your mind and body through meditation, prayer, working out, eating healthy, all of the things. In fact, make a list of 3 things you're going to start doing today to prioritize your self-care habits. And this is going to give you more energy, and it's going to help you avoid burnout. Number 2, reflection and growth. So at the end of every week, set aside 15 to 30 minutes, or you could do this daily if you wanted to take 5 or 10 minutes out of each day, but set aside some time to reflect on what went well, what didn't go well, and where you want to focus your energy on for the following week or the following day. Number 3, you're going to stay consistent. Cultivating a CEO mindset is an ongoing journey, and that's important to remember to remind yourself. Again, that's why I said to surround yourself with like-minded people that can lift you up if maybe you're having a bad day or you're feeling down. Surround yourself with those good people. But setting those boundaries, keeping that positive mindset and continuing to stay focused on your own personal growth is what's going to keep you and your energy in a good space. My quote for you today: you'll never get from where you are to where you want to be if you keep your focus on the fact that you are not there yet. See it as the way you desire and feel it as if it is happening. And this is the law of attraction. Feeling as though it's already yours. Imagine your biggest goal happening right now. What would that feel like? Live in that space, that happiness, that success. Live in those high vibes, that high energy. Create that feeling of gratitude that your dream has come true. Creating your biggest desires and goals starts in your mind, and it starts with creating that feeling that it's already yours. It's already there. It's happening. now. So start creating that feeling of success and that feeling, those high energy, high vibe feelings. That's the space that you want to be in to continue to receive and continue to keep that CEO mindset hat on. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this episode inspires you and helps you continue to be the CEO of your own life, whether you're working for someone else or you're working for yourself. We all need these mindsets, positivity hacks to continue to be positive and lift each other up and stay consistent with our goals. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a review and give me a rating. Share it with your favorite esthetician, and I will see you back here same time next week.